And thanks for staying with us. First up, the Ghana Association of Banks has said that banks in the country are in good standing with their financial position despite losses incurred by the lenders following the domestic debt exchange program. A recent assessment of financial statements of banks showed that banks made losses of about 6 billion cedis due to the debt exchange program. But speaking on the Super Morning Show on Joy FM today, Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Banks, JoyNew, said the capital position of banks is strong whilst there is enough liquidity in the banking system.
I'm not sure there's been any record of any person who has gone to a bank or any of our outlets and has not been able to transact freely. So, and that is expected to continue into the future. I personally do not have any fears at all. Of course, I wouldn't say that everything is rosy. You have seen the results for 2022, which is not a result that we are all kind of used to. And results have implications. But the central bank has also put in measures to help banks to weather the storm where there are difficulties. You know that for capital, we reduce the capital, they almost remove the capital conservation buffer. There are several other measures that they have put in place. Even for regulatory capital build-up, we have been giving time to build up our capital. So all these are measures that the central bank has also put in place to enable banks to work through the difficult times, particularly, immediately following the exchange. But as we speak, there's strong liquidity in the environment, and that's a sense of heavy liquidity in the environment is what even led the central bank to begin winding back on the relief on liquidity, to stretch it a bit. So if there was liquidity stretch in the system, the central bank wouldn't have gone ahead to begin unwinding the relief on the liquidity or cash reserve requirement. So there is liquidity. You can walk to your bank, do your transaction, and you should do it just like you used to do in the past. Right. We do not have any cause to worry as we speak. We have the systems, the banks are operating, and they have all the plans in place, contingency plans. In the event of any eventuality, there are plans to arrest whatever potential impact will likely result. So I'm very positive about the future. We should look at, if this exchange had not happened, where would this country have been? I think that question needs some answer. It is very difficult to answer that because we couldn't have sacrificed certainty for uncertainty. Not doing anything at all would have opened the entire financial system to whatever lied ahead, which we didn't know. And we took a very bold, difficult step to ensure financial stability by signing on to the exchange documents.
Well, let's get on to Zoom, speak with JoyNew, who is the Executive Secretary of the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies. Good afternoon to you. When we spoke during the exercise of the domestic debt exchange program, you indicated that at the time you did not envisage any direct impact. Now we are seeing banks reporting profit losses. We know savings and loans companies deal with the banks. Do you hold the view that your industry has enough buffers to insulate your members? Can you hear me, Mr. Chinibia?
Yeah.
Okay, did you get my question? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, so I was just making a point that at the time of the domestic debt exchange program when we spoke, you said you did not envisage that the exercise would affect the savings and loans companies. Now that banks are reporting losses, I was just asking if you hold the view that your members have enough buffers in place, seeing that you deal with the banks.
Okay, thank you and good afternoon to your viewers. If you look at it, there's one thing that we need to always bear in mind, that there's a direct difference between profitability and liquidity. And so there is enough liquidity within the banking space, and even those of our institutions that were exposed in the domestic debt exchange program, you see that they continuously grant loans and they are serving their customers, those who want to withdraw or make any withdrawals on their account. And so from where we sit, we do not expect that those who were exposed in the DDEP will have any challenge, but they will continue to serve their customers.
So you don't think there will be a situation where it could affect the rate at which you access funds from commercial banks?
You see, one thing that this has taught us is the fact that there's the need for financial institutions to diversify. There's the need for us to look at alternatives, and also the issue of granting of loans. We think that it's even going to enhance the
All right.
Considering the markets, there is the need for all banking institutions to strengthen their risk management framework. And the central bank system that has been put in place is something that we will also continue to count on. You heard of the liquidity support framework from the central bank and then the financial sector stabilization fund. So this is what we will continue to work with Bank of Ghana to ensure that any institution that will be in a position such that they will be impacted will have access to this fund to support their operation. So we believe that the framework put in place are things that if we continue to work with the central bank and the universal bank, the system will be more stronger.
So there wouldn't be the need to discuss with the regulator protective measures for savings and loans companies?
Oh, for protective measures, it's a continuous discussion. It's a continuous discussion. So the central bank, we continue to engage with them. The issue of reserves, the issue of capital adequacy requirements, the issue of credit risk and all those things, we continue to engage with the central bank. And we believe that with the right kind of conversation, the right response will be gotten. And what we also encourage the public, the customer, who is the king, is to continue to have that confidence in the banking sector. Because if you continue to do business with the financial system, then it will continue to be able to serve you better. And so that those who brought their monies, when we grant loans out of it, and people pay their loans, those who brought their monies will get their loans back. So the public also.
Okay, we're going to try and see if we can get Tinubu Kodia to continue with the conversation. Okay, I'm going to ask you the last question, then we wrap up on this. So going forward, what do you think? I mean, you mentioned that banks are still liquid. It's just the profitability that was affected. Do you envisage that this could affect a cost of borrowing, seeing that banks right now, even though we say the Ghana Association of Banks says they're in a strong position, could, I mean, scale back when it comes to lending to businesses?
Yeah, the issue is that the savings and loans, finance house, microfinance, we also depend on the public as well as the commercial banks. And once they are okay, they are in a position to serve us, we will also continue to serve our customers. And we will make sure that we also continue to play our role, the intermediary role, to make sure that the monies that we also receive from the customers, when they are in need of it, they also get it. And we want to encourage the public to continue to have this confidence because we don't have any other alternative to what we are going through.
Thank you so much. Tinubu Kodia is Executive Secretary of the Ghana Association of Savings and Loans Companies. Thank you so much for joining us. Well.